on this gorgeous day to Dubrovnik. A little bit about us. I'm a doctor, he's a manager, we live in London, and in this channel we share our pearls of wisdom about things like beauty, fashion, lifestyle, home, and of course, travel. If you have not done already, please subscribe. It takes tons of efforts to come up with every single video, and your support would mean a lot to us. So Dubrovnik, as we know, is a very old city in Croatia with many years of rich history. It offers stunning views over the Adriatic Sea, as you can see behind us. In recent years, Dubrovnik has gained a lot of fame as one of the shooting locales of the phenomenal series The Game of Thrones. I must admit, at the time of shooting this video, Game of Thrones has ended. So if you have not watched the series already, be aware of spoilers.
This is a short travel guide to the city of Dubrovnik. A few quick tips before you land here. You need to get Croatian kuna and you can't use euros here. You can use your Schengen visa to come in. And for plug types, it's the European F&C type plugs. So if you're coming in from UK like us, you need to have an adapter with you.
Dubrovnik has an international airport with fairly good connectivity with the rest of the world. There are plenty of options to travel to the city from the airport. Of course, there are taxis and then there are hotel shuttles. But the most economical way is to get the official airport shuttle bus. Now note that they do not have any particular schedule and they do not appear on Google Maps. They however cost you about 45 kunas for a one-way travel to the city and 80 kunas for a return ticket, which translates to about 10 British pounds, which I think is okay. Do remember that the ride to and from the airport is very scenic, so try to get hold of a window seat in the left side of the bus when you're traveling from the airport to the city. Hi guys, we are now at our first stop of the self-guided walking tour of the city of Dubrovnik. This is the lighthouse area, which is called Porporella in local language. Stretched behind me, you can see the main tourist area of Dubrovnik, the old town, which has been made famous as the King's Landing in Game of Thrones, the same place which Drogon sadly destroyed in the penultimate episode. Within the city walls, the vibrant area with lots of historical monuments. If you love shopping, this is where all the boutiques are selling local products, and of course the happening restaurants too. So if you like to be in the middle of action, this is where you need to be. Up the city walls now. The entrance ticket is 200 kunas per person, which also includes entrance to the Lovrijenac Fortress or the St. Lawrence Fortress. Now from the top we can see some pretty amazing Instagrammable views of the city. Vikram, who's behind the camera, can't stop smiling because he can see many G.O.T shooting locations. Just one thing to be aware, it's a long flight of stairs to reach up on the city walls, and I have not noticed any elevator or lift. So if you do intend to come here, please keep that in mind. completed about 2 kilometers of walk on the city walls and have reached the Minseta Tower, which is the highest point of the fort. We are quite sweaty and smelly at this point, so we'll see you soon after a quick dip in the pool. Okay, so Vikram has dived into the sea. As you could see, it has started raining. The water seems quite cold, and I must admit I'm not that adventurous. I think I'll head towards the sauna, but not for finishing my pina colada. So we have just exited the old town through the western gate or the Pile Gate. We are on our way now to Fort Lovrichanak, or the St. Lawrence Fort, which is one of the prime feeding locations of G.O.T. On both sides of the fort, there are two beautiful coves which are also used for kayaking and snorkeling.
G.O.T. fans, I'm really excited to be here because this is the scene where they shot the famous sea battle of Blackwater, and this beautiful cove is at the bottom of the Fort Lovrichanak, which also doubles up as a red keep. The old town in Dubrovnik played host to a lot of scenes in the Game of Thrones. We have covered a few of them in our video here, like the Spanish Steps behind me. This is the scene where Cersei starts a walk of shame, which is my favorite one in the whole series. There are multiple blog posts that you can find on the shooting sites around Dubrovnik. If you're too lazy, you can sign up for one of the G.O.T tours, which happen every day. Here is a more complete list of sites that we could see on our walk. If you have any other suggestions, or if you notice any other spots, then please do leave a comment. We would love to hear from you. So there are lots of shops in Dubrovnik which sell G.O.T merchandise, but this one sells official merchandise from HBO. It's not cheap, but the great thing is they've got an Iron Throne inside as well. You can take your photos there, and if you pay in cash for your purchase, you also get a free magnet.
A few helpful tips which we discovered on this trip. Dubrovnik is a very popular tourist destination, which also means that it can get pretty crowded. This is only the end of May, and we have had a challenging time navigating through people, especially when shooting our videos. So you can imagine what it's going to be like in the peak summer months, that is July and August. Locals advise that the best time to visit is May and September, when the weather is good but there are not as many tourists on the streets. Now in this trip we intended to only visit the city walls and the Lawrence Fortress, so we didn't bother with public transport. But if you also want to visit the museums and or use buses, then we suggest that you go for the Dubrovnik card, which is going to be much more economical. And remember that even outside the old town area, there are very good beaches and coves for you to swim. Speaking of beaches, we should also do our bit to save the sea and the environment, for which we always carry refillable water bottles whenever we are traveling. In Dubrovnik itself, we found 2 drinkable water fountains inside and outside the Ploca Gate, which you are free to use. Now all the water and the beer is going to make the bladder expand. There are obviously toilets in the museums, restaurants, etc. In addition, we found a few good public toilets. They just need 7 kunas for you to enter, so make sure you carry that amount in change. The food scene of Dubrovnik has exceeded all my expectations. There are so many restaurants here. It seems like every single house in Old Town doubles up as a bed and breakfast and as a restaurant, and the food is amazing too. Obviously, being a beach destination, seafood is its specialty, but if you are a vegetarian or vegan, there are plenty of options for that as well. There are so many local wines and beers to choose for. You will really be spoiled for choice. And it's not just the food. The nightlife here seems to be very vibrant. I can hear lots of live music, people dancing out on the streets. It just seems to be a party zone all the time. Before I leave, I want to have another view at the scenery. The landmass you see at the front is the Lokrum Island, which houses a 12th century monastery, and it also doubled up as city of G.O.T in Game of Thrones if you're interested. There are loads of boat rides and excursions to Lokrum and the other nearby islands. And if you're bored of Dubrovnik, you can also visit some of the neighboring countries like Montenegro and Bosnia as day trips. We are now ready to fly back to base from an airport which is as picturesque as the city. We spent a lovely long weekend here. The people are warm, the place is beautiful. I'm not going to state the obvious again. It's always nice to visit a place with a troubled past which has managed to turn the corner and scale new heights. It teaches you a lot about human resilience. You can tell that the people of Dubrovnik love their city a lot. They keep it clean in spite of tourist influx. There's a lot of efforts to promote local economy. And that's it from us this time, folks. See you all next week. Please press like, subscribe and leave comment. Bye.